It is estimated around half the world's students' schools remain shut down. All told, this has been potentially damaging disruption to the education of a generation. But one of the few positive outcomes from this experience is an opportunity to rethink how digital technologies can be used to support teaching and learning in schools. Social media platforms can play an important role for teaching students already hardwired into the tools and for advancing teacher professional development. Benefits include making students feel more engaged in learning, creating deeper interactions between teacher and students, and expanding learning communities beyond school walls. Our school decided to have the blended learning, which is a combination of online and modular learning. I was bothered because some of our students are visual learners, some are hands-on learners. All students do not have the same level of comprehension. So how can we help them? That's why I thought of ways and means on how to engage the students despite of the distance so that they can still learn even at home. It all started with one day while I was scrolling through my Facebook's newsfeed. I saw this post from a teacher, I forgot his name, and in their area, they have poor internet connection, just like ours. Then he said that instead of having video calls or using Zoom application like other schools are using for their online classes, instead, he used the conference call feature on his mobile phone. So that's where I got the idea. What I'm about to show you are the process on what I did previously on my classes. So what I did was, first, I asked my students if they are okay with having conference call for the discussion of our lectures. I asked them because it is not only in my subject they will work on, but they have also to consider answering other subjects' activities. But the answers were positive. Next is, I identified the names of the students who are willing to join. Then, I divided them into 4 groups since conference calls can only cater 5 contacts with 30 minutes maximum time of discussion. Then, I made our final schedule. It was every Tuesday morning for business ethics and every Wednesday morning for marketing. I also gave them my guidelines that this conference call is optional. The time may vary to the length of discussion. They should expect a call within their time schedule and find a good signal and quiet place during the call. So here's a clip of our actual conference call for the discussion of our lessons. So, good morning.
Good morning, ma'am.
Kamusta naman kayo? Kamusta kayo?
Okay lang, ma'am. Okay lang po, ma'am.
Okay. So, klaro naman ba yung boses ko?
Opo, ma'am.
Okay, so say present if your name is called. So for this time schedule, we have Inko, Sally,
Present.
Algar,
Present po, ma'am.
Bariji,
Present po, ma'am.
and Cabanyo.
Present po.
Okay, so I hope you have your learning guides with you so that you can follow with our discussion. And along our discussion, I will be asking questions so that we will have an interaction and to make sure you are listening. Am I clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so again, good morning and welcome to our discussion for the subject Business Ethics and Social Responsibility. So open your learning guides to page 1. Okay, so we are on our first week, so let's start with the activity number 1 with activity title, The Role of Business in Social and Economic Development. So for our first topic, we have the business organization. So Algar, kindly read the quote.
Business is a combination of war and sports.
Okay, very good and thank you. Inko, what have you understood about the quote?
Sa pagkakaintindi ko ma'am, business is a combination of war and sports. So business is war. Diba when you own a business, you have your own battles, challenges that you have to face. Business is also a sport because diba business is a competition. So you will have a competitors. So
Yes.
it's either you will win or you will lose. But
Yes.
just like in sports, you can have your own strategies and techniques to shoot out and win the game. So parang ganun lang.
Okay, so very good and thank you for your answer. So for the quote, tama yun siya. Business a combination of war and sport. So let us refer to the concept of business which has the purpose of making a profit by meeting the needs of society. Diba? So as we all know that in every business, competition is always present. Visible naman yun siya. So just like in a war where there is a conflict between different groups because you are fighting for a particular purpose. While in a sport, you are competing against an individual or a group. So sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. Tama yun siya. So just like in business, you have your competitors. You tend to have conflicts with other businesses. So some days you gain profit, but other days you have losses. So now, let us try to imagine a world without businesses. Let us first go outside your homes. So, Sally, what are the business organizations you can see outside your house?
The business organization that I see outside my house, most of them are a partnership that owned by two or more persons who contribute resources into the business.
Okay, thank you. So, how about you, Kabanyog? What else?
More like on corporation because many people are competition.
Okay. So, Bariji, di ba, one of the business organization na nakikita natin sa labas ng bahay ninyo is yung sari-sari store. Di ba? Pwede siyang sole proprietorship, pwede siyang owned by one or more persons. So, now, Bariji, what do you usually buy in a sari-sari store?
I usually buy food and some of my personal needs.
Okay. So, let's say for example, the sari-sari store did not exist. So, it means that you would have to cook your own food for your breakfast or lunch. Then, halimbawa naman, if tricycle manufacturers did not exist, yung papunta kayo dito sa school. So, you would have to build your own vehicle to get from one place to another. Diba? Then, if farmers naman did not sell their crops, you would have to toil the land, plant your crops, and harvest them so you'd have food to eat. So, imagine making your own soap. Di ba, ito yung daily needs kasi nga, naliligo tayo. Ito yung parang basic necessities natin. So, imagine making your own soap, toothpaste, shampoo, and clothes. Or cutting your own hair, producing your own medicine, and diagnosing your own illnesses. So, these are just some of the things that business organizations to make your life easier. So now, my question is, based on my explanations and examples, for you, what is business organization? So, who wants to answer?
Ako na lang po.
Okay, so name muna please.
Narigi po.
Okay, so yes.
So for me, ma'am, when I explain mo, I only understand that this organization is one of the most important things in life kasi nga, nagpapa-easy nito yung life natin. Because without one of those business organization or without those type of business organization, hindi natin kayang i-produce, hindi natin kayang buhay. Like, kaya naman natin, pero sobrang hirap kasi nga wala tayong mga kailangan na natin para sa mga needs natin.
Okay, so tama yun siya, di ba? Na pinapadali ng mga business organizations yung buhay natin. But in return, tinutulungan din naman natin sila kasi pinapatronize natin yung mga products nila. Okay, so sino pa gustong magsagot?
Wala na sila.
Okay, so wala na siguro. So, business organizations exist to serve customers' needs, and in return, they make profits when people patronize their products and services. So, nasabi ko na yan kanina. So, they are an important component of the modern society as they contribute to the economy's growth, provide products for consumption, and offer employment to people. Okay, so do you have any questions?
None po, ma'am.
Okay, so if none, so I guess everything is clear because wala naman kayong mga tanong. So that's all for today. I hope that you understood our lesson. So good luck in answering your learning guide activities. And if you still have questions later on, just send me a private message. So thank you for your time and good luck for the rest of the day. Goodbye!
Bye, ma'am.
Ingat kayo!
Sorry, ma'am.
Okay. I also had an alternative for conference call, which is the voice message through Messenger app. Since we already have our group chat for our school's updates and schedules, I use this alternative if our lesson is more than 30 minutes discussion because my schedule is only half a day since I still have other paperworks to do. I also would like to take this opportunity to share you some additional features that I applied during my classes. On a regular class, before starting our lesson every Monday, I would show my class a motivational video clip for them to be motivated for the whole week. I initiated this since I started working at NDB. Sadly, this pandemic school year, I can't show them the clips, but I have my ways. I will post a motivational quote every Monday on my Instagram or Facebook story just to remind them that they are still recognized and also to encourage them to make efforts for their activities. I created our Facebook group for the reason that some of our activities are posted through comment in there. I will post the activity questions from their learning guide and I will specify to what section will be going to comment on the said post so that I will not be confused when giving the scores. But since we have a very poor internet connection, some students cannot post their activities, so I still encourage them to send it via Messenger or give flash drives to copy their files. On our research subject, I even encourage them to send their activities via text message, especially those students who are from the islands. One of my subjects last year was research. As we all know, it requires a lot of paperwork. And during pandemic, one of the complaints of many people is that they do not have enough budget for school needs. So since the students still have allowance for their cell phone load, I instructed them to send their files through my email. It helped a lot for their family savings in order that they can save the money for other family needs. And last but not the least, our online review. On a regular class, I always give a review before the exams. So this time, I used our Facebook group for the review. I will post on our Facebook group that there will be ongoing online review. Then on that post, I will comment my questions, and all they have to do is reply on my comment with their right answers. I also discovered this Spin the Wheel app. In this app, you can put the name of your students, and once a name is chosen when the wheel stops spinning, I will ask a question through voice message addressed to that particular student. Then, he will answer also via voice message. Currently, I am handling all the sections of grade 11, to which each section has a very large number of students. I can't have my classes via conference call because I can't divide them into smaller groups. If ever I will do it, would mean that I will not have enough time to do my paperworks because they would occupy my entire week's schedule. So I am having my classes through Messenger's voice message. This year was a big challenge for all of us. Some of us are already adjusted with the situation while others are still coping. But despite the negative impacts of distance learning, I am grateful to be given this opportunity to share my ideas and talents. And I can humbly say that I still impart knowledge to my students in my own little ways. Even though at first we were disappointed with our situation, still we learned something about it. Like having new opportunities to learn something new, and opportunities to discover ourselves. Let us disregard our negative experiences during this pandemic school year and let us focus more on the brighter side. Hoping that this pandemic will end soon. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to be part of your life in my contribution this school year. Thank you and God bless.